I don't know if you heard about this, Dan. Adam and I are probably on the internet more than you. September 20th, we're raiding Area 51.
Oh God, this thing?
Us and the nerds, we're going, man.
Okay, there's a very clear reason why I cannot do it.
Do you know why I've been awake since 3:30 a.m.?
Have you been prepping to go to Area 51?
Because I'm woke. Man, because I got woke at 3:30 a.m. and we going to Area
by like your new dog?
51. Yeah, by my new dog who chewed my fucking TV remote. So
that's what new dogs do.
Chewed it.
Also what toddlers do. I should show you the horror scene that is my old my old Xbox remote.
Yeah.
Because my grandma watches the kids a lot, we had to get like a remote control looking controller for my Xbox because that's how we stream it, Netflix and all this other stuff. My eldest daughter, who's, eldest by 8 minutes, because I have twins.
Dan, we're talking about Area 51.
I know. She has eaten this thing to the electronic components deep down inside. All of the rubber, everything else is gone. Well, I have no idea where the rest of it's gone.
She may be
part alien.
Part alien.
Yeah. Perhaps. Yeah. No, the thing about the Area 51 that's been really killing me is the amount of celebrities that are all like, yeah, we'll do it. I'm like, guys, you're storming a military base. Yeah. It's not going to go well for you.
And I know they say, some of them, they can't kill us all. I'm going to tell you right now they can. I'm going to tell you right now they can. And they will.
They will just flip it to automatic, right? Like it's a switch on the side of the fucking fire.
Or even, there's plenty, it's in the middle of a desert. They can see them coming from very far away.
Let's be honest, they have alien fucking technology.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Like, they got alien guns. Why, just zap, 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 bye.
Exactly.
Don't want we are your friends.
There's mind flares in there. So, I mean, maybe people will show up to this raid, maybe 3 people or something, and maybe they'll try it, and maybe they'll do whatever. I don't know.
No one's gonna fucking show up. It's gonna be September 21st, and there's gonna be, like, people have photoshopped their heads in front of a fucking Area 51 sign on a chain link fence.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be like, where was everybody? I was here. Or there's gonna be, like, 6 guys in fucking V for Vendetta masks. Yeah. Going, oh, we were here, and no one else showed up, and fuck you guys. No one's going to Area 51. We all know it. The joke's not funny. Move on to the next thing.
Go to Area 51, because I just want to see if you will. And if you do, it's on you. They will shoot you. Anyway.
100% they'll shoot you.
You know what? No. If you go, I will have the utmost respect for you. If you live, I don't believe you went.
Yeah.
Sacrifice yourself for my entertainment is the point.
Yeah. Oh, and mine, please. Dan, do you want to get in on this?
No, because I think people should just not be idiots and, try to make the world a better place.
Yeah, but some of them are.
So many fucking things that we need to be worried about not storming Area 51 should be on that list.
How about we storm the fucking child concentration camps?
Preach.
Can we do that?
Yeah.
Can we fucking get rid of that crazy ass nonsense?
Is there aliens there?
No. Yes. No, in a sense.
Oh! I see what you did. Dan made a joke about immigration and cruelty to children. Everybody heard it.
Yeah. I had a point to make, but this is it, Dan. You ruined the podcast again.
Dan bit the inside of his lips as though he'd realized his mistake.
I made a terrible mistake.
You should see the look on his face. He's a bad person. Do you not like foreign people, Dan?
I love foreign people. I married one.
You two are foreign. I'm not foreign. I'm British. Therefore, everybody else is foreign.
Well, that's not sense, right?
If you have my queen on your money or my country's colours on your flag, you are foreign.
Where does the maple syrup play in? Like, why does our money smell like maple syrup? Why is that a thing?
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
It's a freaking joke.
The money doesn't smell like maple syrup. The people who handle it, their hands smell like maple syrup.
Oh, it's because the main mint is
probably made in Quebec. That's why. Yeah, Quebec. Anyway,
can I just take a second and say we should all storm Quebec?
Yes. I'm on board with that. Fucking Montreal.
Okay, we won't be able to read the directions when we get there, though. We'll have no idea what's going on. Okay, on that bombshell, roll. Oh, shit. I said bombshell. Just roll it real quick. Oh, my goodness.
We're only getting better and better at this, I'm telling you.
Best cold open ever.
Welcome to It's a Mimic with your DMs, Adam, Dan, and Terry.
Bonjour, mesdames et messieurs. Bienvenue au spectacle It's a Mimic. À ma gauche est Adam et Daniel. Bonjour, mes amis.
Bonjour. Bonjour.
For those of you at home, I don't know if you've heard, a week after this episode is released, we have a law in Canada where in any business or place where something is has text on it, we have to have both English and French. And coming up in Canada very soon, that law is actually being transferred to the spoken word. And therefore, everything that we say in English on this podcast will be immediately followed by the same words in French. So look forward to that.
En français.
En français.
There we go.
Right?
Bullshit.
That's what I know. That's it. That's
En français?
yeah, en français.
Well, we were recording a thing the other day, and I said, I am... What was it? I am Dan... Well,
I believe you said I am France.
French? Je suis France.
I believe you said I am France.
I'm all of France.
Anyway.
We don't do much of the French thing out here out west.
That was just a lie. Anyway, chaps, we're talking about rogues today. That's going to be our class episode. Rouges, indeed. And I should have brought my notes up earlier, but here we go. Okay. So we're going to talk about rogues. We'll talk about the archetypes. And then we'll talk about how we maybe want to put our own spin on things and how we maybe want to recreate some things. Okay, but first, let's go through rogues as a general sort of overview. So we see rogues as the typical kind of assassin or thief, the sneaky peeky kind of hood up. You don't like the term sneaky peeky?
No, I love
you love the term. Probably wearing black eyeliner. Is everything okay?
I'm absolutely fine.
What did you do? Did you take a picture of me?
No, I'm sending Dan nudes.
I appreciate
Oh,
that.
it's supposed to go to you. Shit. Okay.
That's true.
Get that looked at. By a professional.
You think so?
Yeah.
I
shouldn't have a growth like that.
I have a professional looking at it.
Oh, we should specify what kind of professional.
No. Like the type that...
Like a pro?
No, like the type that is in the CDC.
Nova Scotian beer just came up my nose. All right, back on topic. Okay, the sneaky, peeky, thief, and assassin type.
Are you new?
Is how most people will look at the archetype of the rogue. So I just keep going here. But let's go through some key class features as well. I'll be honest.
I get a key class because of locks.
Oh, very clever.
See?
I'm
not going to say much.
next week.
Right.
Very good.
I'm not going to say much. I'm just going to listen for puns.
I'll be honest with you, chaps. I never used to be that into rogues because I always saw it as, okay, they're all that Vaxial Dan, emo, hood over the eyes.
They play
identifies
into
as a raven.
that trope as
They're edgelords.
they're edgelords. They're like warlocks. They're all edgelords.
That's why we paired them.
I know we'll talk later about how we think we can get past that, but let's just go through the class key features so that we can we know what we're working with. We kind of adjust from there. Okay, hit dice 1d8 per rogue level.
That's pretty standard.
I think that's pretty standard.
They're going to get in the thick of things.
I think it's pretty fair. They're going to be moving in and out of the thick of things. I think there's no justification for it to be a d6 like a wizard at all. That's pretty standard. Armor, light armor, the nice and light, sneaky peeky. Weapons, simple weapons, hand crossbows, long swords, rapiers, and short swords. Long swords, I think for most types can be seen as unusual, but I think a couple of ideas I have would justify using long swords, and I guess it depends on how you want to play your rogue, but yeah. Tools, they have proficiency with thieves tools. Their saving throws are dexterity, intelligence, and for skills they get to choose any 4 from acrobatics, athletics, deception, insight, intimidation, investigation, perception, performance, persuasion, sleight of hand, and stealth.
In one breath. Nicely done.
Do you like that?
Yeah. They're the skill monkeys. They have they have the most skills out of any other class.
Nope, that was 4.
Right? Well, no, the most to choose.
Most
bards
options.
get any skill, right?
Yep.
But they get 4. Yeah, that's the most out of any class. No other class gets more than 4.
but you can boost depending on whether or not you're doing your backstory or your background, right? Like 4 is a lot, but it's not game breaking.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm not saying it's game breaking.
They're just not the skill monkey they were in previous editions.
Mm-hmm. What was it in 3.5? 8 plus int modifier skill ranks.
Mm-hmm.
Is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I made it sound as though I agreed with you, like I knew what you were talking about. I have no idea. I'll try and get the rest of it out in one breath. I have large lungs. In fact, I am known for the size of my organ in most counts. Okay, equipment. Dan, you dropped your head as though you don't understand.
No, you're
be
talking
very
about
clear.
your penis.
No, he was talking about his piano. Jesus, Dan.
No, that's pianist.
the hell?
His piano player.
No, his organ, his piano. He's all Phantom of the Opera.
Look at these fingers. Look at these fingers. Magic fingers. Organ players' fingers, they are. Organs and trumpets. Okay, starting equipment. You can choose from a rapier or a short sword. Next line down, you can shoot from a short bow with a quiver of 20 arrows, or a short sword, a burglar's pack, a dungeoneer's pack, and an explorer's pack. We just said a couple of minutes ago that we're going to do a deeper dive in an episode into the mundane items and the kits, because
I don't think we said that on air, but I'm totally on board with that shit.
Yeah, so am I.
Because I think, between us we said.
Yeah.
Because I think they're so underused, and the equipment that you get in there, you can be so creative with them that you could overcome a lot of seemingly very difficult challenges if you're just if you're just creative with it, Dan, just for a real quick one, you like to throw flour in people's faces.
I do.
And you transferred that
on the
hobby
street
into D&D.
Yeah.
You said you enjoyed it so much, you transferred it into D&D.
My favorite movie growing up was Home Alone, and I like to use those kind of tactics in my everyday life.
And for revealing the whereabouts of invisible people.
Yes, yeah. But mostly to try to hit Adam in the face with the paint cans.
Absolutely. Okay. Lastly, leather armor, 2 daggers, and thieves' tools. Part of your starting equipment.
Yeah.
Pretty standard.
I just gotta say, why would you as a rogue not take the burglar's pack instead of the dungeoneer's pack?
Well.
Because maybe you're not a burglar?
Huh?
Yeah, but the burglar pack has everything the dungeoneer pack has, plus some more stuff. Like, the only thing the dungeoneer pack has above the burglar's pack, I believe, is pittance. That's it.
Pittons are one of the best fucking mundane items in the game.
Yeah.
Bar none. Okay, that's for the other episode.
Okay, yeah, we'll cover this in the other episode, because...
Yeah, and if you need an improv weapon as well, a pitton can be a shitty dagger in an emergency.
Yeah.
So, there we go. Okay, well, let's go through their character features then. We just talked before about skills. Expertise at first level, you can choose 2 of your proficiencies or 1 of your skill proficiencies and a proficiency with thieves tools. And your proficiency bonus is doubled for any ability check that you make that uses either of the chosen proficiencies. That's huge.
Yep.
That's huge already at first level.
Fucking I love expertise.
It's very easy to min-max with a rogue. Very, very easy to min-max with a rogue. And at 6th level, you can choose 2 more of your proficiencies to gain the same benefit. So now you have 4 proficiencies that you have double proficiency for with expertise. Sneak attack, the big one, beginning at first level. You know how to strike subtly. Basically, anytime you have advantage or there is an enemy within 5 feet of the person that you're attacking, if you're using a finesse weapon or a ranged weapon, you gain initially an additional d6 to the damage, but that increases as you level.
An enemy to that target, so your ally.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct, yeah.
Is it just anyone within 5 feet, or do they have to be flanked?
Anyone within 5 feet, flanking gains advantage. You get
Anyone
your sneak
who's your
attack.
ally.
You get your sneak attack if they're just adjacent. You get advantage if you're
flanking them. The idea being that you're using a time to hit them in a sweet spot essentially while they're distracted. It doesn't matter if there's a threat because they may just be food, so now they're looking at the food and now they're being attacked. And it doesn't say anything about being threatened here.
Interesting.
Yeah. So Thieves' Cant is essentially the secret language that rogues know.
Sign language.
Thieves can.
Oh, I mean, they're getting worse though, aren't they?
Yeah.
We're going for the obvious. Okay, we need a Captain Obvious hat and you can wear it today.
Yeah, perhaps I should have gone with Thieves Won't.
They can't and they won't. Okay, so people do Thieves' Cant in different ways. Some people say it needs to be almost like secret codes, Cockney rhyme and slang, I think we used as an example before. Some people will go for a hand signal, some people will go for signals drawn on the wall, similar to the Druidic speak, the Druidic code.
Yes and amen to all of those. Like, it should be all of those. It is codes for easy marks on the side of a building. It is codes, marks as in people to rob. Mm-hmm. It is codes for fences and people that will get rid of your illegal wares that you see etched into the stone wall. But it should also be like long distance sign language. It's speaking in code. I think in one episode we brought up it's mighty rainy today.
Yeah.
Kind of
those,
conversation,
get
right?
smart type of
exactly,
Mission Impossible style. Yeah. Cunning action starting at 2nd level. Your quick thinking agility allows you to move and act quickly. So therefore, as a bonus action, you can take the dash, disengage, or hide action as a bonus action.
One of the best things rogues have.
It's huge because that is the get in, get out, right?
Yeah.
Get in, use your action to make your attack, your sneak attack, and bug out of there. Or move to somewhere on the battlefield and hide to avoid being hit later on.
I think one of the least used features of this is the hide. Funny enough. Like, hide within
the rules you need to agree on the rules at the beginning of the campaign. You need to be very clear on it. Because I think it's left too loose.
I completely agree. And I think it needs to be opened up so that people can utilize it more within combat.
See, the thing is that most people don't use concealment or cover appropriately, and therefore hide gets lumped in with that level of shit.
Yeah.
So, and honestly, it doesn't really freaking matter anyway, because even when you're blind or in magical darkness, it's just disadvantage.
It's just disadvantage.
Right? So I feel like This is one of the only instances where in 5th edition, I don't like the simplification of the math. Because I think that if you're invisible, how do you detect
hide is they're not aware of your presence anymore.
Yeah, but still, how do you know that? For example, and I'm going to use invisibility, but I think hide works the same way. If we're using a battle map or something and you decide, Terry, that you're a rogue and you're gonna, or you're gonna turn invisible, right? And Dan is gonna come over and attack you. I'm gonna say, he's disadvantaged depending on which square he attacks. There's no rules about that shit anywhere in 5th edition. Does he just get to shoot a bow and arrow, I don't know, into that room somewhere and he's disadvantaged? Yeah. Right? What if you move? Right? Is he able to tell where you've gone? Are we doing stealth checks every time that you do literally anything? Yeah. Including breathing? Like, I don't know. It's poorly defined. Hide is the same thing. If you duck down behind a low wall, can you run across that low wall and crawl away or whatever? And, are they attacking it? I just want a little bit more from this.
A little bit more clarity.
So I was talking with my buddy, Cody from work, and he said that this is one of the reasons, amongst others, that he just doesn't like 5th. Is because in the areas where it does need to be a little bit more clearly defined, they clearly phoned it in. And this is one of those things where they should have done a little bit more refinement.
Does Cody listen? Cody, listen to me.
The elbow's on the table.
This is your good friend Adam speaking. And I'll let you know right now that it says right in the 5th ed material that this is really guidelines and it's meant for dungeon masters to have definitive personal homebrew rules for this. And so what they're doing is they're providing you really the outline of how the rules should be used. And there's a lot of rules as intended, as opposed to the hard and fast rules as written. Yeah. As Terry said, this is session 0. Before the campaign starts, this is what you need to talk about.
Exactly, yeah.
So to say that you don't like an entire edition because of a hide mechanic.
Well, no. Just like, says to me several, it's one of several instances is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. I'm curious to know what the others are now. I don't think I like this Cody individual.
Cody, I love you, man. You're still good in my books.
You're questionable for me. Terry?
I don't know Cody, and therefore I'm neutral.
I've never met him either.
I have, though, liked 50% of the Codys that I have met. And so therefore, Cody, you may sway this whole thing for me. Anyway, back to Dungeons and Dragons, and not a person we don't know named Cody, who is loyally listening to this podcast, and now may question that decision.
No. At this point, he's on episode 12. He is slowly making his way through.
In 3 months, Cody's going to find out that Adam doesn't like him.
He'll come to me at work and be all like, "You're an idiot." I'm like, "Why?" Well, this thing you said in this episode. I'm like, "Dude, that was 5 months ago. Give me
I don't remember what I was talking about yesterday.
No.
So, what episode are we doing?
26. We're actually at half a year.
No, it's 27, actually. See, this is what I'm talking about, Dan. Yeah.
Oh, I should read.
That was a test, Dan.
I should read the breakdown.
I never answer any questions that Adam gives me that involve numbers.
It's true.
I'll always give a loose answer. So,
where are we, 20-ish?
I was about to go rogues. That was 100% true.
All right, anyway.
Okay.
Speaking of.
So, cunning action. But next, you have your roguish archetype at 3rd level, so you get to choose what kind of rogue you would like to be. Thief, assassin, arcane trickster, which, as you may be able to tell, is one of my favorites. Okay. 4th level, 8th level, 10th level, 12th level, 16th level, and 19th level, you get your ability score improvements.
Like every other class.
Dan, can we please build hype?
Except fighters.
And also, that's not every other class, so them titties, calm them, and let's move forward.
Soothe your boobs, Dan.
I like my boobs.
Okay. Starting at 5th level. You get uncanny dodge. So when an attacker that you can see hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction to halve the attack's damage on you.
I prefer what it used to do.
Love it. What did it used to do, Dan?
Uncanny dodge meant you couldn't be, you couldn't be flat-footed or surprised. Basically.
There's no surprise mechanic anymore, so.
Well, there is still the first round of combat.
But there's no actual surprise round anymore, so. I'm cool.
It's a condition, technically.
Yeah.
You're a surprised condition.
And besides, that's built into some of the rogue archetypes that you can't be surprised.
Yes.
So.
Yep.
How about this one? Every dungeon master's one of the most annoying things that players can do, but also one of the best things for players. Evasion. Beginning at 7th level, you can nimbly dodge out of the way of certain area effects, such as a dragon's red fiery breath or an ice storm spell. So essentially, when you're subjected to an effect that allows you to make a dexterity, specifically saving throw, to take half damage, you instead take no damage if you succeed, or you only take half if you fail. So essentially,
like poison spray.
Is that what?
No.
No, that sound that you made afterwards was completely unrelated.
Yeah, absolutely was.
Okay.
Like poison spray, empty sound, beer opening.
I'm happy about my beer.
Thoughts on Evasion, though, Dan and Adam?
Terry.
I dislike how often it's, I'll have players at a table try to use it for things like Constitution and Wisdom
Specific
saves.
deck save.
Well, then your players are wrong on this.
But it's...
You know what bet would try and do that? Cody.
Yeah, probably. Fucking Cody. Almost as bad as intern Dave, who we fired.
Who we fired, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
We did fire, and now we have Frederick.
But I like Evasion. It's quintessential rogue and monk in my mind. They both get them at the same level.
How do you nimbly dodge a fireball?
You jump behind the paladin.
Yeah, but sure. In theory, if you're in the middle of an open field, then you are able to probably, I don't know, get your hand on, like your head under your armpit or something.
Maybe. I've seen that
You
meme
start
of
the process of the stop, drop, and roll.
It's like everyone being burned, and then the rogue is like doing like the Matrix style bend backwards, and he's going, "How the fuck am I avoiding this shit?" And
Yeah.
it's like the fireball. Yeah,
No, honestly, as a dungeon master, it's one of the most annoying things to have to face.
yeah,
Because you're already dealing with high ACs and all sorts of high saves. But the deck saves is the most common one anyway, and you should really be looking at the other kind of area of effect saves that you're working with.
yeah.
And the spells should have the different saves. But it's hard, man. Anything that's a wisdom or charisma save is going to be a CR or a DC 12.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? So
How about? Sorry, Dan, you were going to say something.
The other thing that bothers me about it is if you fail, you still only take half damage.
Yeah,
Like, just if you fail, you fail.
yeah, but you're a rogue. You're not gonna fail, right? Like that's the thing
Fair
about it.
enough.
It's a dex save. This is not only the one that you're proficient in, but it's probably your highest stat.
Yeah.
So
and if you think that one's annoying for dungeon masters, how about this next one? Reliable talent. Starting at 11th level, I know. Whenever you make an ability check that lets you add your proficiency bonus, you can treat a D20 roll of 9 or lower as 10. So remember, you're already proficient in it, likely got expertise in it, so there's going to be a point where you can't roll any lower than a 20.
yeah,
Because if you got your +5 proficiency, you're doubling that for expertise, you can't get any lower than a 10, your perception checks are always 20. You're walking around, you can smell colors.
yep.
Thoughts on that one, Adam?
I don't like rogues, man. I just don't. Everybody loves rogues, and I'll tell you, I was banned from playing rogues in 3.5. I've never been able to play a bard or a rogue.
Yeah.
I'm just not allowed to play them since 3.5 because I abuse the shit out of them mechanically.
Who's banned you? Multiple dungeon masters have got together.
Yeah, 4 different tables. Yeah, I'm not even joking. You will probably understand why without thinking too hard about it.
What?
But the problem is that
He breaks the game with his rogues and bards.
yeah, but this it's built to be broken.
It is.
Yeah.
Really
And
is.
my
Very easy to break the game with this. The book is breaking the game itself.
yeah, but the thing with rogues specifically, I'm just going to hijack it for a second here, Terry.
Go.
The problem with rogues is that it is one of 3 exploratory based classes out there.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else is fight, right? And there's this and bards and rangers that are meant for exploration, and this and bards that are meant for social encounters, right? Everything else can be kind of good at it.
Well,
High
I don't know.
charisma, but those 2 are the ones that are going to have a shit ton of abilities and skills, and they're going to be good at everything, and they're never rolling below a 20. And at that point, why are we playing the game?
Yeah.
Right?
Well-
Let's just sit down and tell a collaborative story and put the dice away. Right? So, it's the only one that inherently gets the ability to like pick locks and thieves tools. I mean, there's other ways to do it, but I'm disinterested. It's built for that one kind of character or that one kind of player to play the character that is going to fill that niche and is just going to be the best at it. And everyone else will say, oh, you know what? We don't need to roll stealth. We're all going to sit back and let that guy do the thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it is the one thing I have a problem with rogues specifically is the fact that they are almost always the ones who split the party.
Yeah.
Like, they're the ones that are going to be like, all right, just let me go
Are
ahead
you speaking
and scout.
from personal
I'm
experience then?
speaking from personal experience playing the
I
rogue.
believe you did. Adam might be able to remember the amount of laps that Dan ran around the
5.
village with
5.
with the porta potty place.
Bonus action dash, man.
Yeah.
But that's just it, right? And I don't want to hate on rogues because mechanically I think they're a lot of fun. There's a lot of flavor to all of them. But I don't know why we didn't put Swashbuckler in with Fighter and Assassin in with, maybe a ranged assassin for a ranger. Or, we could have
Agreed.
split this shit up amongst the others and not had the rogue class.
But they're the only
Which is
ones that
just-
get sneak attack.
So maybe you should build it into the freaking archetype instead of the base. Put it in the subclass if you want it, right? Sneak attack is all well and good, but I mean, you also have smite, which is doing extra damage. You also have your hexes and your hunter's mark. So
the problem is
it's just a mechanical difference that you're used to seeing.
Yeah.
So the rogue is a holdover from previous editions, and it's just more powerful than it should be when stacked against the others.
The problem is with this train of thought is also you have things like barbarians, and Pathfinder 2 actually did this. They removed the barbarian class and made them a branch off of the fighter class. So if we're going for simplifying the rogue and removing them from the game and just spreading them out amongst other classes, why are we not doing that with barbarians? Why are we not doing that with sorcerers? Make them a type of wizard. Why are we doing that?
Because they're not inherently overpowered at exactly one aspect of this game that nobody else is really that good at.
Sorcerers are. Metamagics. They're the only ones that could do metamagic. Barbarians are. They're the only ones who could rage.
Right. Okay. But they're not the only ones that can do magic or melee. Rogues are the only ones that can do exploratory to this degree. You can make an argument for rangers, sure, but they are half the class in the PHB that a rogue is. And you can make the argument that a bard has the same charisma level as a paladin. Sure, statistically. But honestly, when you are playing, no one else at the table will bother to roleplay if the bard is in the room. If it's time to talk to the NPC, the bard steps up and does it. If it's time to sneak into the tower, it's the rogue that steps up and does it.
Yeah,
every single time.
You shouldn't be penalizing a rogue, which is a fantastic class. I love the rogue class. Like, you shouldn't be penalizing the rogue for a table's deficiencies. One of my favorite thing about role-playing and whatnot is seeing the, 8 charisma barbarian try to console a grieving mother. I think it's one of the funniest things that'll happen at a table. Sometimes they'll succeed and it's fantastic and it's heartwarming and great. Other times they will botch it so horribly it makes it worse and it's awesome for the table.
Right. And now let me tell you about the rogue who will go in. Okay, you can have the barbarian go in there with the thieves tools and try to pick the lock and probably break the lock. And now they got to tear it down and he's not that stealthy or the paladin was too loud. And so there's these, it could be this or it could be that. Now the rogue does it and it fucking works. The end. Next. And that is my problem with the rogue. They are either 100% good at it or they don't bother with it, right? And that's it. You're not going to change my mind on this one. I don't think that they are a bad class. And like I say, I'm not allowed to play them because I'm good at them. I like them, but inherently they're already broken, right? So why did we build them this way? There are definitely some classes that are more powerful than others in 5th edition. The rogue, I would say, is the most powerful class.
And there's been a recent report that came out that said that kind of figured out multiclassing and whatnot, and the average of which classes are multiclassed, and rogues are 96% of rogues made at a table are multiclassed. So they are dipped into, for whatever reason, they get to their level 3 and then they stop, or they get to the level 5 and then stop and do a different class. Fighters, sorcerers, clerics, warlocks are the other ones.
Yeah.
Right? Where everyone just kind of dips into them, or
I would say even 2 levels of bard. Yeah. Right? But I mean, those are the big ones, right? And so these are also the ones that I have the most problem with. Right? Because it's an imbalanced system. It's not that there's anything wrong with rogues. It's that the system itself is imbalanced. And in order to restore balance to the system, maybe we shouldn't have done what we've always done and had the rogue archetype. And maybe we should have pulled some of these aspects out and put them in other places. Yeah. There's no reason why a cleric can't be an investigator. We'll call it an inquisitor.
Your argument is rogue should be a subclass, essentially.
Yeah, or the subclasses should be split up amongst other places, right? Why do rogues get the Arcane Trickster or the Investigator or the Assassin? These things can all fit nicely into other classes, but we've decided that sneak attack is so powerful, and we're just going to load it up with other stuff and look at all these skills and use all the things. And I'm not interested in playing a rogue.
We've gone deep into this. We haven't even got outside of class features yet.
Yeah.
And we're going balls to the wall on this one already. Okay, well, if you think reliable talent, which we started talking about 15 minutes ago, annoyed you, one word, blind sense.
Yeah,
Dan, you ready for this?
Yeah, no, fuck this.
Starting at 14th level, if you are able to hear, you are aware of the location of any hidden or invisible creature within 10 feet of you.
Yeah, no, fuck this. Why do rogues get blind sense?
Why do rogues get any of this crazy bullshit, right?
Why do monks not get blind sense?
Let's just move on, right?
Yep.
Slippery Mind. You're going to get more annoyed. By 15th level with Slippery Mind, you have acquired greater mental strength as a rogue, strangely enough. You gain proficiency in wisdom saving throws.
Yeah.
This should have gone to freaking wizards, man.
Yep. Or clerics.
I would say, I think
or
it should be renamed, and it should have gone to clerics or, monks, paladins.
Yeah, I like it as well. Like, your mind is so strong, you've done so much research at 14th level, you have gained an additional wisdom, right? I mean, this shit just makes sense to me I don't know. Again, why... continue. I'm deconstructing the whole fucking game now.
Well, this makes what are your saves for a rogue at this point? You have dexterity,
intelligence, I believe,
intelligence and wisdom.
Yeah. Now Dex is already the single greatest save. It's just by the prolific nature of it.
If you're starting low levels and working your way up, Dex saves the thing, right?
Yeah, they will save you from... as a matter of fact, I was talking to another Dungeon Master today who sent me a message through Facebook, and he's like, man, I want to do this kind of attack. Is it Dex or is it Con? And I'm like, I don't even need to know the details. It's a dexterity thing, right? Like, you don't... There's no con here against fire. It just doesn't happen.
And if you're avoiding an attack, you're relying on your body's dexterity to get out of the way of that attack. Okay, last one. Elusive. Beginning at 18th level, you are so evasive that the attackers rarely gain the upper hand against you. No attack... Oh, there's one more, sorry. No attack roll has advantage against you while you aren't incapacitated. Nobody can have advantage against you, Dan. Particularly the people that are invisible that within 10 feet of you that you already knew were there.
The rogue is just... Everyone talks about how the bard fucks up the DM. No, man, it's the rogue, right? Not only are they good at everything, exploration and stealth, but now combat.
They're a walking Doppler radar.
Yeah.
They're just, bing, bing, there he is, stab.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, and a monk is like that too, but...
They're bad Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's what they've become.
Yeah. Anyways, what else we have?
Last one, we got Stroke of Luck. So at 20th level, you have an uncanny knack for succeeding when you need to. You just made a wanking sign, right in like my peripheral vision.
Stroke of Luck.
Oh!
Yeah, that's why I was doing it,
Yeah, because the way you did it looked like you were doing it onto me. So please don't.
Just all over your face. It'll be fine.
Dan?
What?
It's just a family show.
Dan. Okay? I don't need to know about you describing my face looking like a painter's radio. Okay? You're disgusting. And I don't want to work with you anymore. If your attack misses a target within range, you can turn the miss into a hit. Alternatively, if you fail an ability check, you can treat the D20 roll as a 20. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a long or short rest. So, not only do you have reliable talent in which you can't roll lower than a 20, if that's still not enough, you can treat the roll as a 20 and then add your plus 10 from the expertise.
Yeah. You don't even treat it as a 20. You just get a fucking success. Which means that you don't even have to be a halfling anymore. Just be like, no, that critical failure didn't happen. I rolled in that one. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I hit him anyway. I don't know, man.
I like how they mitigate it with a short or a long rest, but I wonder why they didn't give it like a pool like other systems.
Yeah.
Give it a pool and make it an improvement on reliable talent.
Honestly, this is the thing that I care the least about because it's level 20 and no one's going to get it. You're going to see this in 1 out of every 600 games.
Yeah,
right. Enough. So I care less about this. I feel like the rogue was perfectly crafted for the first 7 levels, and then after that they're like, I don't know, and this, and I don't know, and this, because they ran out of ideas. Like, what's roguish? What's stealthy? What makes it? I mean, you only have a D8, and you know they stacked it up against monk and fighter, and said, you know, how are you gonna stand beside them? And I'm like, don't. If you're going to be stealthy, be in the back of the party. That's just it, right?
Yeah.
Until someone says, okay, we need you to sneak forward.
And I know it sounds like Dan, bless his soul over there, is defending rogues by himself over here, but I do have positive things to say about rogues later on. I'm sure, Adam, you can maybe even find...
I like low-level rogues, and like I say, I like playing a rogue because it's so broken.
Right.
I don't like DMing against them, and I think that the game is imbalanced because of this class.
Yeah. Well, so that's the class features. We will, in a second, we're going to move on onto the subclasses. We all have one each. First, though, I think we should cut to commercial and take a break.
Are we not going to roll initiative on anything for this one?
We're not going to roll initiative on anything for this one. We've been through everything we need to talk about here. We're going to talk about our subclasses after this.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Let's cut to commercial. Dan, you can go for a cigarette.
This episode is brought to you by WildBot3D.com. Condition markers, spell trackers, AoE templates, scatter terrain, and much more. Proudly made in Georgia and personally packaged and shipped worldwide. That's WildBot3D, your home for quality 3D printed tabletop gaming accessories and terrain. Visit WildBot3D.com to purchase your new favorite accessories today. wildbot3d.com. Wildbot.
And we're back. Bienvenue. See, we have to say it in French right afterwards.
Buongiorno.
Oh my god.
That was
Firstly,
Italian.
that was the wrong language, and you bastardized that so much it even hurt me, and I don't even like Italians. Do we have anyone who listens in Italy, by the way?
Yes.
Yeah, tons.
I fucking love Italians, man. I can't get enough of them. I can't get enough of them. Hey, I met an Italian girl once in Germany, which is weird enough, and she was definitely top 5 most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life.
She was all right.
God damn it. Oh my god. Oh my god.
What's up?
She would have pinned me down to like
Do I win this episode? Is that what this
means?
Yeah. Why are we winning episodes
Every time
now?
we finish an episode, I go back home and I'm like, I don't know if this is going to become my job one day. I'm really trying, but I don't know. I just don't know. Anyway, well, that was the fastest that we've ever gone off on a tangent and offended an entire country. Because I was going to say,
I'll do better next time, man.
We're going to talk about Subclasses. We'll try and get the whole continent if we can. One of them. We're going to talk about subclasses. We each have one. Let's introduce our subclasses when it comes around to our time for initiative. But for the first time today, let's roll dice. In the box, Dan.
Sorry, Terry.
What's that, 7? Still a 7 even after he got knocked by Dan's. Adam got a 6. Daniel, you got an 18.
I got an 18.
You won the game.
Well, at least for now.
That's what
I
Dungeons and
also
Dragons
just
is,
lost the
single
game.
dice
You're
roll.
welcome, the internet. So sorry, Adam. So when we were talking about who gets what class, subclass for this,
It was difficult because you were pretty classless.
Usually am. Also takes one to know one. But I jumped on the idea of the thief. The thief is the quintessential, like, if you have been playing Dungeons and Dragons since 3.5, your home is the thief. And it is the burglar, it is the break and enter rogue. It is so quintessentially rogue. The other ones that we're going to be covering today are more,
Hey, spoiler alert.
are more
Spoiler alert.
differently focused.
You're differently focused.
As Terry gets up and walks away. Bye, Terry.
Bye.
You wanted to offend the entire continent.
So I'm doing the thief. It's inside the player's handbook on page 97. It's where you are honing your skills, right? First sentence. You hone your skills in the larcenous arts. You are a burglar, you're a cat robber, you're a thug.
Tell me, do you burgle a lot of things, Dan?
You do if you are a thief. Anyways, at level 3, right away, as soon as you get your first roguish, as soon as you go into this roguish archetype, you get fast hands, which lets you use your cunning action to make a sleight of hand check, use your thieves tools to disarm a trap or open a lock, and to do the use an object action. This is
Was that the use an object action?
That was open a lock.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So what this will let you do is this lets you pickpocket in combat. This lets you open a lock, disable a trap in combat real quick. This lets you drink a potion and still attack.
Can we make an argument here this is also fucking bullshit? Because if you're disabling landmines in 6 seconds while you're being fired at from all angles, what the fuck?
Well, okay, I'm with you on that. If a fighter walks up and says, hey, I want to disarm this trap, on my turn, I want to use my action to cut the wire to disarm this trap. It means a DM, I'm going to be like, yeah, okay, go nuts.
Yeah.
Right? Roll your sleight of hand check. I don't need this from an archetype.
Yeah, but this lets you do it as a bonus action on your turn.
Yeah, sure.
So you're coupling this with your normal cunning action, which will give you your dash, your disengage, and your hide. You can now also sleight of hand, pick or open a lock, and do a use an object action.
I would have figured these were interactions, that they're listed as interactions as well. Like, this kind of...
Depends on what it is. Like, opening a door and closing a door, that's an interaction. But, like, drinking a potion, I think that's where this really features in, is drinking a potion to move
Quick
on.
hand movements.
Yeah, right? It's all about fast hands. At level 3, also, you get your second story work, which is giving you the ability to climb faster than normal. And climbing no longer adds additional movement to you. Doesn't cost you extra movement. And in addition, when you make a running jump, the distance you cover increases by a number of feet equal to your dexterity modifier. Which, if you are a standard rogue and you're min-maxed to hell, like most standard rogues are, that's another 5 feet. right? So that's what you get for second story work. I love the fact that this is you could climb faster than normal, which means that climbing no longer takes half your speed.
I don't know. I don't understand why. It doesn't
It's a little monkish.
Yeah, it's a little tabaxi-ish for me.
A lot of the rogue feels heavily weighted toward monk.
Yeah.
Right? It's the pulling on those aspects of ninja, I think. And this is one of those things where it's like you're running up a wall to a second story window. Right? That's what this is.
Yeah.
To of course, then
I see what
use
they're
your
doing.
bonus action to...
They're doing the whole Catwoman type thing, Catburglar type thing, yeah.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. At 9th level, you get Supreme Sneak, which is where you have advantage on stealth rolls if you have moved no more than half your speed that turn.
Well, that's good. That will help you out if your expertise hasn't worked.
Yeah, now keep in mind, if you are hiding, that is a stealth roll. So if you haven't moved half your distance on your turn, you get advantage to hide as a bonus action.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah. At 13th level, you get UMD. You get Use Magic Device. This was a skill in 3.5 that is now a class feature in a single class in the game. And also the thing I don't like.
Who's that direct to? Gygax?
I didn't want to do it right into the microphone. I didn't want to spike it out.
Still spiked it out.
It doesn't matter.
The thing I really don't like about this is seriously. Okay, UMD lets you. You have learned enough about the magical workings that you can improvise the use of any magical item. If any magic item has a requirement of class, race, level, any of that, you ignore it as a level 13 thief.
Then what's the point in the requirement?
And there are so few items that have a requirement. That's the other thing. There's like a dozen inside the DMG, maybe a couple more, but
this should honestly be a fucking thing that every spellcaster gets at 3rd level.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
Right? I don't know why rogues, like thieves, are getting this. Like, no, I just hate all of this.
Yeah, it's also very tonally off for thief.
Yeah.
I think it's just because they're going towards the quintessential. They're going for the history of where the rogue class has been in D&D in previous editions, and they're trying to shoehorn it into the thief. I honestly feel that's why UMD is in there.
Like, I wonder if Rogue was one of the last ones that they designed, and they just said, I don't know, man, what do we have left? What are we missing when you just slam
And then you had
class?
Dave Noonan off in the corner going, we need UMD, and they put it in.
I don't know who that is, but I agree with you.
Yeah, he's one of the main designers for 3.5.
Well,
okay. And when 3.5 was no longer a thing, he got canned and he moved on to Pathfinder.
I want Jeremy Crawford, I want Mike Rose, anybody to just... I'm not challenging them. I'm not angry about it. I'm not being controversial here. I just want to understand the design decisions behind the Rogue.
Yeah.
I guess it's confusing to me why they would build it this way.
I would love to sit down and interview Chris Perkins about, okay, why is UMD here?
Yeah. And
right?
So I'm just curious about the Rogue. It's a weird class.
It is. And for the capstone of the thief at 17th level, you become adept at laying ambushes and escaping danger. This is your Thieves Reflexes.
I'm already proficient at laying bushes.
Ambushes. Ambushes, Adam.
Oh, you referred to vaginas.
Yeah.
Go on, Dan.
You can take 2 rounds at the first round of any combat. You get 2 full rounds.
What the fuck? You get 2 full rounds.
And you take your turn first at your normal initiative, and then your second turn at initiative minus 10. You cannot use this feature when you're surprised. Which, honestly, if Uncanny Dodge did what Uncanny Dodge is supposed to do, would be never. That's my opinion.
Doesn't matter. You got a minimum of +5, and frankly, if you are not a rogue with the alert feat, you're doing it wrong. You should have a +10 to your.
There's a lot of other feats that a rogue could take that are better than
not
alert.
like alert. You want that sneak attack damage early, right? You want that surprised.
Yeah,
fair enough. But yep, that's the thief. Honestly, it feels like it's a subclass that is paying homage to where the rogue used to be, and then shoehorning it to still look the same.
I feel like what we should have done is taken half of the shit that was the regular class features and made that thief, and taken all of the shit in thief and made that regular rogue features.
Sure.
When it's
honestly,
together, it feels kind of mechanically and thematically full. But when you split it this way, it seems strange.
Agreed. But the thing is, fast hands and second story work, I love those 2 abilities. Like giving a rogue basically a climb speed. I freaking love that.
But why not every rogue? Doesn't an assassin or a trickster or swashbuckler deserve that as well?
Yeah.
Right? Like, this is what I mean. Like the rogue, the design factor. Anyways, I'm done talking about it. Everyone's tired of me talking about it.
Okay, who's next?
Me. I'm talking about Arcane Trickster.
What?
Thanks, Dan.
Arcane Trickster.
Oh, okay.
What? Yes.
Because I said
Trickster.
what twice, so then he said Arcane Trickster twice.
Oh,
to explain that to me, Terry.
I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. That's actually very annoying when you do that. So.
Yeah, you think, huh? Man, it would suck that someone does it 3 times every single fucking episode.
I'm speaking. Please. Okay.
It's almost like getting interrupted when you're trying to talk.
Here's the thing about Arcane Trickster. Now, you two may want to argue against this, but I don't feel that the archetype is as clear as with the thief. I said, you're Catwoman, essentially. You're a cat burglar. I don't think that's as obvious with Arcane Trickster because I think it can be played so many different ways and the argument can be clear. For example, my Arcane Trickster was a Victorian-style gentleman, grave robber, who learned...
He was Gambit.
He was Gambit.
Fuck, he was Gambit.
Are you just... I thought you designed him to be Gambit right down to the freaking coat.
You literally threw cards at things.
That's why I gave you that deck of magic cards.
No, I never thought about that.
You were freaking Gambit.
Yeah, 100% you were Gambit. I think we just blew his mind.
Yeah. I loosely based him off Jedediah Shine off Ripper Street, if you've ever seen that show. Yeah, that's who I was kind of going for.
Okay.
Turns out it was Gambit.
You were more Gambit.
All along. Well, I'm still cool with that.
Yeah, that's fine. That's a win.
Yeah. But I played him as, his whole thing was he liked to fuck with people, right? That's what he did. He manipulated the environment, he manipulated people, and he learned his low-level magic spells from his necromancer friend and business partner who taught him spells in the backstory so that he could aid his cause of stealing from dead people, essentially. So that's how I played it, but I think the Arcane Trickster is very open to the...
Well, let me tell you, I've got an Arcane Trickster in my Tuesday game, and she is playing a goblin, Arcane Trickster, who was part of a traveling carnival, and so she was up there doing magic tricks and stuff, distracting people, and like wowing them and then signing autographs. And when everyone was distracted by the other stuff, she would be pickpocketing them as well.
See?
Right? So, and she leaned into the trickster side of it, you leaned into the arcane side of it, right?
Yeah, 100%. I saw the trickster side as, not trickster like distracting people, more trickster like
being devious.
Yeah, that's how I kind of looked at it. But anyway, let's go through their features. So starting at 3rd level, you get Mage Hand, Legerdemain. So you can cast your Mage Hand. What did I say?
Legerdemain.
Oh, sorry.
There's a DE in there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Isn't that how you pronounce your T's? I shouldn't be
I'm
so
not Irish.
Yeah, we know you're French.
Say bottle of water.
Bottle of water?
Bottle of water, exactly. Anyway,
for the first time ever, I heard the marbles in his throat when he said that. I feel your pain.
Bottle of water.
I say it's bottle of water. I say it too, but now I'm hyper. I feel like I'm a fucking drowning duck. Bottle of water. Bottle of water. Anyways, continue. You goddamn turkey over
Mage Hand, Legerdemain.
Legerdemain. You can make the spectral hand invisible and you can perform the following additional tasks with it. You can store one object the hand is holding in a container worn or carried by another creature. You can retrieve an object in a container worn or carried by another creature. Or you can use thieves' tools to pick locks and disarm traps at range. How about that, Adam?
Fucking great.
So now the locked door that you're going to open anyway, even if it's trapped, it doesn't even matter. You don't even need to disable the trap. Just fucking stand over there.
Dear Arcane Trickster, I hope you have no other spells that are concentration because your Mage Hand is always going to be out.
Yeah. How about this one? Adam, you're going to love this. Starting at 9th level. If you are hidden from a creature, which you probably will be, when you cast a spell on it, the creature has disadvantage on any saving throw it makes against the spell this turn.
That's what I think of that.
Adam just shit his pants in protest.
I'm gonna shit your pants next.
I would like to point out to control your hand in any way, shape, or form, your Mage Hand. To control your Mage Hand in any way, shape, or form.
I'm concentrating.
You use the bonus action granted by your cunning action to control the hand.
Right.
That's a very important thing. So most times, like moving the Mage Hand around or doing these kind of actions like unlocking a lock. In the Thief, that's part of Fast Hands. This basically gets Fast Hands. It's just your spectral hand from 30 feet away.
Does it as a bonus action.
You can do it as a bonus action.
So I can still stabby sneak attack over here.
and go on, pick a lock 30 feet away.
And open the door. Yeah.
Here's the thing for those of you that are not paying attention though, and you're going to lose track of this in the game in the heat of the moment. When you say, yeah, I want to use my mage hand, I'm an Arcane Trickster, I want to use my mage hand to unlock the chest, reach in, grab the thing, and bring it back. That's going to be like 4 freaking turns.
Yeah, correct, yeah.
All right. So I think a lot of people miss that. They're like, okay, yeah, you unlock it, you open the chest, you grab the item, you know is in there.
Yeah.
Right? That should be 3 turns.
I remember having to be very specific and careful of how I worded an action once when I think I was trying to put the Necrocomicon inside.
The Necronomicon?
The Necrocomicon. Inside.
Fuck, Terry.
You're gonna go the way of intern Dave if you're not goddamn careful.
No, because I just managed to kill 3,000 nerds in one go.
Legerdemain and Necrocomicon.
There was just 3,000 brain
millions of voices just screamed out.
3,000 brain. Jackie Rackham is now fucking topping out her own microphone.
She's throwing shit across the room right now.
Across the goddamn continent.
I'm like 90% certain she's got a like dartboard of your face and she just throws it.
I was actually just talking to her on the way up here and she was saying that she was screaming at something. Where I was very clear that I used my action to lift and open the grave, my bonus action with the mage hand to drop the Necronomicon inside, and then my free action to release the grave to make so that it fell itself.
Yeah, the lid of the casket.
Yeah, to make sure that everything kind of fell in the correct action economy. But yeah, you're right. Unless you word it very carefully, you're very careful with how you do it. You're using up all of your stuff.
Also, one last thing I'd like to point out. Because your hand's invisible, anything it does could be seen as, you just don't see it. It still has an effect on the outside world. So anything you do with your invisible mage hand, which I always thought other mage hands could just be invisible. I didn't know that they were a physical hand that floats around.
Yeah.
Read the spell, Daniel.
I know, and I know it's past history with me. But as
opposed to that,
you still have to succeed. You still have to succeed a sleight of hand check to not be seen.
Or I would even call it a stealth check.
It's mage hand. It says in the rule that it has to be sleight of hand, as rules is written. But I mean, yes, do a stealth check instead.
Yeah, honestly, I would put it up against the passive perception, which of whatever the creature or person is, and that screams stealth check to me.
True, but if you are playing an Arcane Trickster, your sleight of hand needs to be jacked. That's the point I'm trying to say.
Depends what you're trying to do.
Because
you need a jacked hand.
Standard rogue, I find, because you only have your 4 skills now, sleight of hand might not necessarily be a skill you drop it into. You got your acrobatics, you got your perception, you got your stealth, you got your investigation. What else are you going to put it in?
I would argue if you're trying to use your mage hand to pickpocket somebody, that's sleight of hand. If you're trying to use your mage hand to carry something across the battlefield and not have that floating thing be seen, that's stealth.
Yep. So I would agree. But the rules do say it's sleight of hand. And I don't know, man. I kind of like the fact that it's making us use sleight of hand more. For the hand skill.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, because I guess it's really only ever rogues that use sleight of hand if they decide they want to pick
that's weird. There's a one mechanic that rogues seem to be good at and no one else is.
And I'd like to point out, this is something a lot of tables get wrong. Rope tying isn't necessarily survival. It's sleight of hand, right, Adam?
Yeah, I run it with sleight of hand.
You're doing something dexterous with your hands quickly.
Yeah, I would say it's very much sleight of hand.
So what I'm trying to say is the sleight of hand skill is underused and could be used more, and I like that it's specifically pointed out.
Actually, I would listen to an argument from a ranger that said, hey, I'm a keen survivalist and I know how to lash logs together, so I'm going to do that with this goblin's legs. I would go, all right, roll survival. Look, I'll give you that.
There are so many strange scenarios that I'm good with it either way.
Yeah.
Frankly, it doesn't really matter that much. I would even say that if you're...
It was survival in past editions.
It was use rope in past editions.
Oh, like a lot of editions.
3.5 was use rope.
Yeah.
So, Anyway, is there anything else in the Arcane Trickster?
Yeah, there's one more. We got a 17th level. You get Spell Thief. Adam, you're gonna love this one. I edited myself there, Dan, so you don't have to later.
You missed 13th level.
Oh, sorry, I did. 13th level. Thank you, Dan, assistant DM. Thank God for you.
I'm paying attention.
You did. The internet may have been yelling at me, but I don't listen to them. At 13th level, Versatile Trickster, you gain the ability to distract targets with your mage hand. As a bonus action on your turn, you can designate a creature within 5 feet of the spectral hand created by the spell. Doing so gives you advantage on attack rolls against that creature until the end of turn. That's lucky because you need advantage for sneak attack.
Your mage hand's invisible? How
No,
are you
you
distracted?
can choose for it to be invisible.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Also,
there's either
if
you're
I
doing the
had-
John Cena thing
If I
with
had
the hand over the
hand,
face.
if I had an invisible hand, I could still poke you in the eye with it.
Yeah, I'm thinking like,
Right.
in combat, you're like flicking their ears or like poking them in the belly
I'll
or tickling them.
grab that
Like-
half-orc dick all day long to get advantage on that attack.
That is going to be the sound, the clip. You saying you will grab that half-orc dick all day long.
Yep.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Big green bag of marbles. I'll do it. Okay. 17th
Technically,
level.
2 is plural.
17th level. I tell you what, I'm sweating.
It's warm in here. Well, you drank 2 beers, Terry. You're not used to this.
I haven't finished the second one yet.
Well, you drunk asshole. Come on.
Should have perhaps gone for a much lighter, more watery beer.
I don't know if you can get much
Such as a
lighter
Bud
and
Light.
watery than freaking Indian Pale Ale.
Corona.
India Pale Ale.
Is it India? I don't even care. Got him.
From that around in North America.
I don't even care.
Adam is so mad doing the road class.
It's not even that I'm mad about it. It's so fucking broken. Every time you guys say, "Oh, there's also this," I'm like, "Of course there is."
Well,
Fuck.
you went for this one because at 17th level you get spell thief.
Spell thief.
Yeah,
You have a fiefdom over some spells. I now own all of these necromancy spells.
Terry's
I,
like,
Legerdemain, now own all these books from the Necrocomicon.
and I shall record them in my Legerdemain.
That's.
I'm fucking white girl hammered.
We call that all natural 20 hammered.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
We need to get you a drink with an umbrella.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyways,
With its 90%
To try and hold on to some class.
what is this goddamn fiefdom? Speaking of class,
Spell thief, which is how we say it in England.
spell thief.
You gain the ability.
That spell thief there. That's Dick Van Dyke doing a stupid thing from Mary Poppins.
God,
That's what that
speaking
is.
of dick, let Terry speak.
You gain the ability to magically steal the knowledge of how to cast a spell from another spellcaster.
Fuck
Dad,
off.
don't talk! Immediately after a creature casts a spell that targets you or includes you in its area of effect, you can use your reaction to fucking burn a reaction, big whoop, to force the creature to make a saving throw with its spellcasting ability modifier. The DC equals your spell save DC. On a failed save, you negate the spell's effect against you, and you steal the knowledge of the spell if it is at least first level and you have a level and of a level you can cast. And it doesn't need to be a wizard spell, which is what the Arcane Trickster uses. And for the next 8 hours, you know the spell and can cast it using your spell slots. The creature can't cast that spell until the 8 hours have passed. So in one reaction, you negate the spell's effect, you steal the spell, and you stop them from using that spell.
Ever again.
That's going to
And
be pretty fucking useful in
There
fourth tier.
are 2 controlling factors to this. 1, you can't use it again until a long rest. And 2, you only have 4th level spells as a Arcane Trickster.
Still though, they're usually big environmental spells. And
I'd like to point out, Fireball is 3rd level.
yeah,
So, there you go.
exactly. Dan's put his glasses on.
I'm Adam. Thanks for trying.
Fuck you.
All colonials look the same.
I'm fucking British white girl hammered, so.
You're Chavra thought.
What are you looking at there, Adam?
I'm trying to.
Oh, that's right. We just stopped talking. That's right. This is a podcast. People expect us to speak. What are you looking at?
I don't see that there's anything in there about what level that it has to be.
Yeah, of the spell that is at least 1st level and of a level you can cast, and you can only cast 4th level spells.
True. Okay.
All right. Guys, that's it for Arcane Trickster. I like him, though, in all honesty.
The subclass is called Arcane Trickster. Why the shit are you able to steal a cleric's spells?
Because for the most part, you can only cast
Because
wizard spells.
that's an arcane ability. Your spell
It's
list
defined.
is arcane.
Yeah, but
No, but it's an arcane ability. The ability to
okay.
steal is arcane. That's what it is. It's not bestowed upon you by a god, therefore it is arcane.
True, but you are imposing the will of a god by stealing a cleric's spell.
Yeah, but you're stealing the knowledge of that spell from them through arcane means.
From the cleric.
Which means you are removing the knowledge granted by a god. You are imposing
Okay, all right. I'm
as a level 17.
All right, you stop talking. You've spoken too much already. I've been very quiet, and I'm going to talk now.
That is patently false.
Patently false? All right. This is why you need to stop talking. All right, so here we go. The god comes down and gives you a present. Inside this present is a crowbar. You're a cleric. Happy Divine Crowbar. A rogue walks up and takes a crowbar from you using his mage hand, an arcane ability to do that. Yes, it was a gift from a god, but no, they didn't actually get divine. Like, it's an arcane ability to get that spell.
Yeah.
To get that
Gifted by divine means you don't have to be divine to use it.
I get it, but why? Like, why?
Because it's a fucking rogue and it can do everything anyway. Why is this
the one that pisses you off?
God.
Why is the 17th level high-powered ability the one that annoys
We haven't got to Assassin yet.
Oh, Assassin's the thing that's going to piss you off?
Yes.
Assassin's the most balanced out of all of them. No, really. Let me get into it.
That's me. Adam, you take the floor.
All right, so Assassin. First of all, I want you all to realize that every time that I say Assassin, I'm saying ass twice. So, for the Assassin...
Double ass, that's the dream.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Ass to ass. No, other podcast. All right, so this is when it says you focus your training on the grim art of death. So we are getting as fucking edgelord as possible already on this. But you get essentially 5 things. The first one is bonus proficiencies. I don't need to describe what an assassin is, right? It's pretty fucking straightforward.
I have a question. Why?
I'm sure you do.
Why? Is part of your bonus proficiencies the use of eyeliner?
I am going to ignore you because you are a useless twat.
Okay.
So,
wow, shit.
Bonus proficiencies.
Love you too, bud.
When you choose this archetype at 3rd level, you get proficiency with the disguise kit and the poisoner's kit. So, yes, Dan, eyeliner. That is the thing. Who uses kits? Nobody uses kits.
We're going to do an episode.
We're going
to teach the world how to use kits.
Right? Because nobody knows what is the difference between a poisoner's kit and an herbalism kit.
I fucking tell you.
There is an answer and most people don't know it. So, I feel like this is useless, which is fine because the rogue is overpowered in the first place. Then you get Assassinate, also at 3rd level. You are your deadliest when you get the drop on your enemies. First of all, if you haven't already taken your alert feat, you need to do it at the next level because you're going to get a +10 to your initiative, and I'm assuming you have a +5 modifier.
Oh yeah.
In Dex. That's all you need for this. You have the advantage on attack rolls made to any creature that hasn't taken a turn in the combat yet. In addition, any hit you score against a creature that is surprised is a critical hit. Okay, so I'm going to make this really clear. You have D8 hit points. You are probably pretty fast and light on your feet. You need to get in there, hit, and get the fuck out because you need to go before the enemy does. Mm-hmm. But you'll notice that there's not anything in there about the fact that you can't be surprised yet. That comes much later in the rogue class, right? So you get infiltration expertise. You had to wait for me, didn't you? God damn you, Dan. This is why I hate you. Starting at 9th level, you can unfailingly create false identities for yourself. You must spend 7 days and 25 gold pieces to establish a history, profession, and blah, blah, blah bullshit. Thereafter, you adopt the new identity as a disguise. Other creatures believe you to be that person. Great for roleplay. Nobody uses this.
Yeah.
Yep.
Agreed.
Okay?
Agreed. If you're going on, say, a ship for a long journey, that's what I would use it.
This is circumstantially useful, but, like, it's so circumstantial.
Yeah.
If you, as a rogue player, are planning to go into Assassin later on, don't be the charlatan, because the charlatan also gets this ability.
Yeah.
Right,
Like,
okay.
just don't do it. You're doubling up.
Imposter. At 13th level, you gain the ability to unerringly mimic another person's speech, writing, and behavior. So it's the actor feat? I mean, I don't think there's an actor feat anymore.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
So, but your ruse is indiscernible to the casual observer. If a wary creature suspects something is amiss, you have advantage on any deception check you make to avoid detection. Again, this is going to happen so infrequently.
It's too loose. The rules are not too
It's
loose.
also more than halfway through tier 3.
Yeah.
Right? So, I'm fine. I'm going to pretend to be the barbarian. I know that you should be hatching schemes at the end of tier 3 and tier 4, and you're dealing with high level, like political figures and religious figures and cult leaders and shit. So this is useful once every 8 sessions. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not getting what I want out of it, but again, that's okay because the rogue is already too powerful.
Yeah.
Right?
You already got a lot of other shit you can do, right?
And then starting at 17th level, you get Death Strike, so you become a master of instant death. When you attack and hit a creature that is surprised, so still you're relying on that first attack only. When you attack and hit a creature that is surprised, it must make a con saving throw. which is DC 8 plus your dex modifier, which should be 5, plus your proficiency bonus, which I believe is plus 5 or 6 at 17th level. I don't remember now. And on a failed save, so like we're talking DC 19, on a failed save, you double the damage against the attack. So you are not only loading up your sneak attack and auto-critting, but now you are doubling all that damage.
Right.
So you're doing a shit ton of damage, but you had to wait till level 17 to get this.
Yeah.
I'm actually really okay with the Assassin as an overall build because it encourages you to actually roleplay. It encourages you to understand...
I might kill you tonight.
Yeah, so might Adam.
I'll hold him. I'll hold him, you hit him.
I'll fucking...
Continue, because I have a point to say.
What was that thing called where Dan was talking about wanking in your face?
Oh,
what was it called? The face buster or something.
Yeah, there was a...
Shit. Busting face. Beating face.
Beating face. There it is. So that's a deep dive. That's a quick callback.
Yeah.
But look, I like the Assassin because the mid-range stuff is underpowered and it doesn't do a whole lot. But your mid-range rogue stuff is super powered. It's your evasion and your uncanny dodge and all that crazy shit that you're getting. So it actually feels pretty balanced. And then at level 17, you get this big fuck-off ability, right? Yeah. To do even more damage. But it leans so heavily into the role-playing. You're going to be overpowered at level 3, 4, maybe 5. And then that's it. You get one attack that matters and then you're done.
Yeah.
Right?
You got to play a chess game with rogues on the battlefield. You really do.
And with an assassin, it's the same move over and over again, which is why I really like it.
Yeah.
Compared to the others. I think that Arcane Trickster is way too broad and loose, and you can do so many freaking things with it. And it's bizarre how many things you can do with it. And I think that Thief is what Rogue should be, and Rogue is what Thief should be. Okay. So Assassin just kind of feels right to me.
So my only problem with the Assassin, I have issues with class features that can be taken as either backgrounds or feats.
Right.
It feels weird to me.
It feels like an easy way to overpower something because if you take a background, then you can take another feat.
So if you are a level 13 assassin, rogue assassin, and you have taken the charlatan background, and you have taken the actor feat, you have 2 useless abilities. Right? The infiltration expertise, that is your charlatan background, and your imposter feat your 13th level ability is, actor light. The feat actor does so much more than imposter. And it's weird to me that at level 4, you want your surprise attack. So you take alert at level 4. At level 8, you're probably taking actor if you're playing an assassin.
No, you're probably bumping up your dex up to where it needs to be.
Or something like that. Yeah. But like, the one class, like, you're either an assassin or you're a bard is taking actor. Right? I don't see your barbarian taking actor.
I would love to see it though.
I would love to see it. If you got a good build with that. But like,
no, I disagree with that. I mean, I can see clerics, I can see a priest taking actor. I can see, warlocks are all full of deception. I can see, like, there are some things out there that...
So here's why I say imposter is actor light. Imposter, at 13th level, you gain the ability to mimic another person's speech, writing, and behavior. You must spend at least 3 hours studying these 3 components of the person's behavior. Actor feat, you can mimic the speech of another player, so just the speech, but you only need to do it for 1 minute.
Right.
And then, a successful insight check contested by your deception, which you are an actor, so it's going to be pretty big, allows a listener to determine that the effect is fate.
Right. So here's what I'm hearing from you, Dan. This class that is already overpowered and has too much shit, if a person doesn't min-max properly, will not be even more overpowered than it already is.
No, I'm saying...
Is that what you're saying to me?
I'm saying, if you're an assassin, you should have things that you... Like, the feat should benefit the class in some way. They should bolster. Sorry, that's the word I'm looking for.
You're looking for synergy between the feats and
I'm looking for something there, right? And you've basically put your level 13th ability and your level 13th ability, you've put that in a feat that you could take at 4th level. Or if you're a human variant, 1st level.
Right. Okay, but see, and here's the thing again, is if you decide to take the actor feat at 4th level, you probably shouldn't have picked Assassin if you didn't read all the way through it in the first place.
True.
Or if you did, then you're not min-maxing. Good for you. Congratulations on your roleplay. You're playing the game appropriately. Fuck! That's all I have to say here is fuck! This entire scenario is just, it's a moot point to me, right? I know what you're saying is that you want synergy between one and the other. I get that. And I do too when I am min-maxing the shit out of this, which is why I'm not allowed to play rogues and bards.
Well, no, you're not. So the situation I see happening is someone rolling their rogue, wanting to have that aspect, taking the actor feat, and then getting to level 13 because, of course, they haven't read all through Assassin, seeing they get this, and then going to the DM and saying, hey, can we work something out here? Can I take a different feat or something?
Yeah, but this is no different to me than a tiefling bard who then decides to add Hellish Rebuke to their freaking magical secrets. You already have it. Why are you doing it? It's because you didn't build this properly, but it makes sense for your character to have this is just a matter of min-maxing. That's the only thing you're talking about here, right? This is no different. There are all sorts of ways that you can pick up spells or abilities or feats or things that mimic those.
Yeah, I know.
In other ways. And so if you can already see in darkness, maybe don't get the spell that lets you see in darkness. That's a no-brainer to me.
True.
So
I'm just, we're not going to see eye to eye on this one. I just see the imposter being object of contention, a spot of contention between players and DMs.
I think that if the player comes to the Dungeon Master and says, look, I already have this thing twice, your DM should do one of two things. Say, yep, should have read that ahead of time. Or, yeah, man, do what you need to do. We'll replace it with this.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's the point I was trying to get to is maybe DMs let your players move this around if they really need to, or if...
No, man, fuck the rogue. You already can't hit them with any area of effects, right? They're already not taking any goddamn damage from anything. They're hopping around the battlefield.
They're seeing your invisible people. They're stealing your spells.
Yeah, man, if they sit there...
not if you're an assassin.
Yeah. if they sit there and say, you know what, this one ability isn't really working for me, but this is an overpowered class in the first place. I have no problem.
I've actually found something that I'm not really good at. Can we?
Yeah, exactly, right? And that's just it. When the bard says, I really wish I could have 22 charisma. No, man, you're already fucking good at this shit, right? So look, my point is I like the assassin because it's not as ridiculously overpowered as the other two we've talked about. And the fact that, there are other ways to go about getting a couple of these abilities that the assassin has just makes it even less necessary to go into this unless you're in it for the role play. And that's what I like about the assassin. You're looking at it strictly mechanics.
Right? Well, yeah, because we're breaking down mechanics.
No, I'm actually breaking down a subclass and the proper way to use it.
I know, and I was doing the same thing for Thief, and I would say that the assassin's more powerful than the Thief.
The assassin has one attack that is potentially more powerful if the circumstances line up exactly 100% of the time.
And the Thief lets you run up walls.
Yes. It lets you live longer. It also lets you steal all of the shit and use magic devices for some stupid reason. All of these are imbalanced and bizarre and strange. By having one super attack that you're only going to get off in every third combat encounter, that doesn't feel overpowered to me, considering your other really important powerful shit is a poisoner's kit.
Yeah.
So
use your poisoner's kit. Come on.
There we are. I'm not really. I don't see what your complaint is here. It's instead of there being 4 really useful abilities or 5 really useful abilities, like everything in Thief is, they have one really useful combat mechanic, and the other shit is really just fluff. There's not a whole lot else going on in Assassin.
Well, we're going to disagree, but okay.
We could go all night on this one.
We could.
But I think we should probably move on. There was a joke in there where Dan said you're getting off in every third encounter, which me and the rest of the internet heard. But you two didn't, so we'll move on. Okay. Adam, yes. I believe you would like to cover the giveaway.
Yes, I would.
That was the fastest calm down.
I'm not really upset. Look, rogues are broken. I never get to play a rogue, and if I would, I'd play Swashbuckler
you do,
anyway.
It only applies in British Columbia. If you go to Alberta, they'll let you play a rogue.
I guess that's true, yeah.
Right now, but maybe not in the future.
Not
in Quebec.
Well, the giveaway. for the giveaway, we are still running this. This is still the best giveaway you've ever heard of. This is the single greatest giveaway of all time. We are selling Dan.
I'll sign him.
You get your no. Okay, so Dan, I love you and I'm sorry. He's giving me fuck you eyes.
You know what? Dan, at the end of was it last episode, said some really nice things about you as well. Said that he really loves you.
Yep. And that'll learn you.
Said he thinks that you're a good person, and you were.
I'm setting the record straight.
Yeah.
So that you don't have to be a power gamer. I'm just trying to piss you off now. Is put down the knife.
No.
Put down the knife, Daniel.
Oh my God.
Do the giveaway.
All right. So for the giveaway, what you need to do is you need to reach out to us in any one of the different ways that you can. The first one is you can send us an email at info@itsamimic.com. You can reach us. You can reach us on Instagram. We're at It's a Mimic, or through Twitter. We're at It's a Mimic DND. That's not the ampersand. That's the letter N. So reach out to us and let us know which of us are each race, class, and background. It's really simple. If you want to let us know why, that's a load of fun too. But we're going to sit down at the very end and we're all going to judge who's got the best answer. And we're going to tell you all why. And then we were going to give a shit ton of prizes to the person that wins.
Yeah.
Right. So this is not going to be a random draw. This is your skill, your ability, your perception check, your insight are both required. And now you have to persuade us.
Who is Dan?
Who is Dan on the inside? And don't just say half-orc barbarian or a bard because he's on a podcast. See the real Dan, the gnome investigator deep inside, or the tiefling. All right, so we're back. We totally just cut shit out because it went off the rails. We usually sit at a rated R. That one totally rated triple X.
We've never been in such unanimous agreement where we like go fuck.
Yeah, that's a. So sorry, internet. That's out.
I usually apologize for nothing. I apologize for this one. Anyway, what you need to do is reach out to us at any of the places that we said. We'll repeat it again at the end of the episode. And let us know who we are, race, class, and background. And the best answer, overall for all three of us will be the person that wins the giveaway.
Yep.
Anyway, do we have a shout out that you would like to do, Terry?
Do you know what? Yeah, but I forgot the name of the account, so you two distract them real quick. It was one that I just found. I actually found earlier on this week and I thought it was great.
We're not going to say a thing. We're not going to say a thing. No, we're just going to let you sit. For once, no, you know what? I apologize to Dan, and then I removed it. We removed it in editing. So everyone else, if you're wondering why Dan and I are on the same side now, it's because I'm giving him a handy.
No. It's because you moved over 3 inches on a omnidirectional.
That's what I said.
Oh, shit,
I'm a handy man, just like you, Dan.
And no, you're nothing like me. Anyways,
Terry's still scrolling.
I'm waiting for it's a terrain building account. I can't find it.
I mean, we got one.
Okay, you do yours. I'll do mine next time.
All right. I've got one. I'd like to do a big shout out to Epic Gym. Epic Gym has been.
Fuck Epic Gym. No, I don't mean fuck Epic Gym. I mean fuck.
Comma.
Full stop.
Yeah.
Of course, Epic Gym. Right? Yeah. So Epic Gym is fantastic. He's been doing this forever. I think by the time that this is going to air, he's going to have like 1,200 posts. It's all D&D all the time. He's been at this for years. He's super knowledgeable. And I absolutely love the stuff that he does. He's got such a deep dive, such a deep history into everything. You can find him on Instagram at Epic Gym. It's all one word. And he's just like the nicest guy in the world, and also is just a huge wealth of information. Anytime I see one of his posts, I'm scrolling through it to learn new shit.
Yeah.
Right? And it's not just even like how to use a rogue, but like sometimes it's the history of D&D, or look at this really cool set. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to look at this. I want to know who built this. I need to find out who these creators are, right? So he's just a wealth of where I get my info from. And he does a lot of cool, like info stuff, or informative stuff as well. He also has a wicked mimic tattoo.
Oh my god, is that a tattoo?
Yeah. And
that thing is amazing.
It has my tongue in it, right? If you go look at it, it's
your
from
blue on the end?
Long and blue.
Yeah.
Is your circulation okay?
No, clearly not.
It's ice cold tongue.
You goddamn right, ladies. I mean, you too, but I'm sticking with it. Anyway, he posted a thing on June 15th. Go see my tongue. This podcast is going well.
I'd also like to point out that he sat down for an interview with Cameron and Keith.
From D&D Coalition.
Yeah.
And Fire and Dice.
Yeah, I sat down with them and did a fantastic interview. So really sit down and give it a watch.
So,
all right.
Yep. Thank you, Epic Jim, for being a great contributor to this community.
Yep. Or as we call him,
James.
Brilliant James.
Yep.
Dan and I, that silence was Dan and I looking at Adam for reaction. There was none. He is cold.
Like my tongue, ladies.
Oh my god. Okay. Topic 3, gentlemen, we're going to talk about creative builds and
Is
how
a cold tongue a good thing? I'm just looking into it now.
One, it's going to be a terrible thing, and two, this podcast has gone so far off the fucking rails. It's found a different set of rails.
I'm not doing it. We're not talking about this.
No.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
I've gone rogue.
Not doing it.
Hey! High five!
Oh my god, did you two just miss your high five?
Intentionally.
Okay, good.
Good one, Dan.
Creative builds, how to use archetypes creatively, and after that, we'll talk about new creative ideas for characters. But right now, you guys ready to roll the dice for the second time?
So what are we're talking about?
How to use archetypes creatively.
Okay.
Any one of the archetypes.
Okay.
Oh, 15! Fuck, yeah, still 15! Okay, that's the second time tonight that one of you fuckers has tried to knock my die. Successfully done it, and it landed on the same number. Oh, I get to go first?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Should we choose a specific archetype or cover a little bit loosely of everything?
That's up to you.
You just do whatever you want. I'm going to the bathroom.
You goddamn right. It's up to me.
Give me a beer.
I'm the dungeon master. Is he leaving?
Yeah.
He is leaving.
He's legit leaving.
Okay. I want to talk about Arcane Tricksters and
That's
how
fair.
to use them creatively.
Yep.
Not necessarily with background and stuff, because I said before mine was like a Victorian style gent. You guys kind of said it was sort of like Gambit, but more your role as the Arcane Trickster. You're not as powerful as a regular rogue. You are not a fighter. You do not have all of the spells that the wizard has.
Yeah.
My argument with Arcane Trickster is that your job is to inconvenience the enemy to constantly keep them on the back foot. The wizard is concentrating on the high level spells. It's concentrating on their sickening radiance. Yeah. Your job is to concentrate on the lower level spells to inconvenience the enemy to keep them on the back foot. Your job is to concentrate on Bane to keep the enemy on the back foot. Your job is to make them have to constantly react to what you're doing to stop them from implementing their own plan. So you're casting silence. So now they have to react to that. Now they have to get out of that silence, or they have to use their action to overcome it. Yeah. You're casting darkness. You're inconveniencing their environment. You're making their job having to deal with your bullshit so the rest of the party can do their job.
An Arcane Trickster is a lot like I find they're very similar to bards, where they are backwards support.
It's a thankless job though.
It is very thankless.
Because everyone will be like, what? All you're doing is casting silence, like the wizard's casting. Yeah, I'm doing that because that means they have to spend their turn dealing with my bullshit, so you can do your job.
Exactly.
And cause the damage.
So you are a literal thorn in the big bad evil guy's side.
100%, and that's exactly how I played it.
Yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it.
You're getting attacked by ogres. Boom, that's fine. I cast command. You flee, go. Boom. Now he's got a dash 60 feet away from you, and now has to spend his turn coming back. So exactly. I just removed one enemy for a whole round.
For at least a round. And really you don't need to do more than that. Cause most combats, especially when you're getting to the level where you are like using your mage hand to get in their face.
Yeah.
By the time you're that level, most rounds are 2 or 3, or most combats are 2 or 3 rounds at most.
Yeah. So I think with the big point I'm trying to put across here is I think sometimes when things are so open as Arcane Trickster, it's not clear what your job is. No. Your job is to cause so much bullshit and to fuck with the enemy. You're keeping them on the back foot so everybody else can do their job of causing damage. They are spending their turn having to deal with your bullshit.
Yep, absolutely.
So they don't get to implement that plan.
And I like to say, when you were playing Duke, like that was your Arcane Trickster, you did this fantastically because you would pair up with the wizard and do things like, what was it, the Black Bomb?
The Black Bomb.
Right? And you made sure that there was a lot of synergy between you and the other caster in the group to really mess with whatever you could.
And we were working on a few little plans like this based on situations depending on how we fall in the initiative order. So the Black Bomb comes from, okay, in the initiative order, we've talked about strategies before. I know that if I go before you, I will cast darkness over the enemy. So when it gets to your turn right after, when you cast Fireball, they have disadvantage on that save.
Exactly.
So boom, boom. Yeah.
Yeah, love it. For me, I don't know, man, like I love how the thief harkens back to the old style rogue. So I would definitely play and lean into the old style rogue aspect of the thief. This would be your character who is going around and I would play a thief in a very combat light campaign. Like, as much as there are certain, like the level 17 ability to go twice is great, but really, one, you're not really going to be getting to 17th level. Let's be realistic, people, especially with rogue being one of the most multi-classed classes in the game.
Very few people taking it.
Very few are going to get to level 17.
I'm back. But, like, I totally feel like you are making a level 14 rogue at the beginning of the campaign, and then
rather than leveling
moving
up
forward.
Yeah, exactly.
You've made the choice late to go all the way through it, right?
So what I would do with your thief is I would play heavily into of course, something I love doing, I'd play heavily into the tropes. Make him a gnome. Or a halfling, and just be this little weaselly guy on the side who is dashing around the battlefield, much the same as you. He's not a combatant in that sense, but he's pulling out weapons and stuff from the pockets of enemies. He's disarming and pulling out key things. Your thief is going to be the one who's managing the environmental effect while the rest of the party deals with the monsters. That's the way I see this, right? So I would definitely lean into that when you're playing.
So you're kind of doing the reverse of what I was saying. My plan was you give them bullshit that they have to deal with in your turn, so that the rest of the party could do their damage. You're saying take away their bullshit.
Yeah.
So that they don't have bullshit to give to you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Adam's back. Adam's returned from his 3-minute piss.
Well, yeah. Anyway, so
it's got a long way to travel.
Once a week for 5 minutes. That's how Adam pees.
Drink more water, please. We're concerned.
I'm like a camel. So I have two thoughts. The first one is that
one hump or two.
Dan, you bother me. So I've got two thoughts. The first one is I hope you guys mentioned the fact that Arcane Tricksters, when you were talking about it, Terry, they have access to counterspell. And there's nothing that's going to fuck up the enemy faster than counterspell.
I didn't mention that, but the point you're getting to is the point I was discussing.
Yeah, exactly. But I would really lean into, you get access to 3rd level wizard spells. Counterspell is nuts. Everyone's going to lean towards the damage of Fireball, but you probably have another spellcaster in the party that's doing that.
Yeah.
You're already super sneaky and stuff anyway. Getting behind the enemy and going, no, you don't. Would be a fantastic way of messing with the DM and the enemy. So
I think if we could really say anything about the Arcane Trickster, it is your spells and the spells known that you have should really be focused on screwing up the enemy units or battlefield control. There should not be a lot of damage. Like, you shouldn't be really focusing on evocation as an Arcane
battlefield control is 100%.
I would say yes. Of the 3 that we have that we're talking about today, that's definitely the one that leans heavily, the most into the combat encounters, I would say. Mm-hmm. And you're not there to be a heavy hitter.
No, right? I was just saying, Dan, it's a thankless job in that because you're not causing the heavy damage. You're just trying to put everyone else in a position where they can.
I also feel like you should be carrying a whole lot of healing potions as well, because you're going to be the backup cleric. You've got all of the healing potions and all that speed.
And you can use them as a bonus action.
My selfish Arcane Trickster, I don't think ever had any health potions ever other than the ones he was planning on using on himself.
But I mean, it's kind of a half measure for if you don't have a healer, have an Arcane Trickster.
Yeah.
So anyway, and but I was thinking, your Arcane Trickster is combat. I think the Thief is really exploratory.
Yeah, it is.
That's the best thing about the Thief. As much as you're able to survive in combat. And that's the thing about the Rogue. I feel like if the Rogue had a D6 for hit dice, I would have 0 complaints. Because all of it's defensive and avoiding and evasion, all that shit, I'm into it now. Because you only have 40 freaking hit points.
Yeah.
So anyway, but
I'm on board with that. Yeah, no, I think we were arguing earlier, I think we could reach an accord on that one where really the Rogue having the standard and it's built in because you have to be within 30 feet to use sneak attack.
Right.
Right? That's why they have the D8. Screw them. Give them a D6. They've got all these other mechanics that'll help them avoid damage. Let them do it, right?
Yep. So that if they go into combat and they're going to do their assassinate or their sneak attack or whatever, they're going to get in, hit, and get the fuck out.
Yeah, they gotta be very careful with how they're playing.
Which is why your freaking mage hand at 30 feet suddenly matters that much more. Anyway, so the other thing, though, is that while yours is very much about exploration, climbing walls, sneaking around and stuff, the assassin is about roleplay. Because honestly, there's that one attack that you can do, and you can do even better at 17th level. But there's nothing else going on there except roleplay heavy stuff.
And then you look at it, and because you have, and I know you're going to get mad at me because of the min-maxing thing again, but because you have things like Imposter and the other one, I forget what it's called, because you have those, take a really unique background. You don't need your background to support your class like you do in other situations, right? Like your background is far more supportive in like a barbarian than it is a rogue.
You said don't pick charlatan if you're going to be an assassin. I'm like, well, yeah, my assassin is not a charlatan. My assassin is going to be something else radically different, right?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like you could be like a noble, or you could be a knight assassin. I don't see why you wouldn't do that.
Well, all right, hold on. You put a pin in that because I want to circle back to that for the next thing. But you want to be, I would say, the second one in the marching order all of the time. Mm-hmm. You want to be hiding behind your meat shield with the ability to dart forward and get shit or check traps or...
Also, if you're relying on your sneak attack, if you do want to cause damage, you got to see where they position themselves.
Yeah.
First. You don't want to be going first. You want to let them put themselves in front of the enemy.
So, strangely enough, as much as this is a roleplay heavy subclass, Dex is your number one. Yeah. Right. I would say that charisma is probably your number two. You want to pass those checks as an imposter. But your number three's got to be wisdom. You've got to be able to get your perception up and running. You've got to be able to understand the world around you better than the average person does, right?
Well, I played Arcane Trickster, so I had intelligence as my number two.
I mean, that makes sense. It's one of your saves, right? Your intelligence should be high. But I don't really feel the need to pump into intelligence too much for an assassin. Rogue. Yeah, not for an assassin. Yeah. Even if it's a rogue in general, it doesn't. Like it fits to a degree, but it's not perfect.
I don't know. I think your thief, your int's going to be higher than your wisdom. Like perception's good, but you need your investigation. Right?
That's true. I was going to say, well, the argument for thief is you'd want higher wisdom because you need to be more aware of the world around you as opposed to being academically book smart. But what you're saying there with investigation is a good argument.
You need to be able to find the thing to steal it, right?
Yeah, but I think you also need to have perception. You have to be able to hear the guard coming.
Yep.
So I would say that...
Oh, wisdom's your third, right?
And like close third, right?
And a close third.
Ideally, I'm looking for a +5 dex and plus 3s, give or take.
We're getting reliable talent, right? So...
Yeah. Anyway, so that's where I'm coming from. I really do think that all of this is too powerful for what it does and not powerful enough for the rest.
Yeah.
But, I mean... There are bigger offenders out there as far as not powerful enough. We can look at the Purple Dragon Knight, or too powerful. We can look at College of Lore, right? There's bigger and badder stuff out there.
We can generally agree that we have our qualms with the rogue class, but I love dipping into the rogue class. Like I love playing a rogue. I love the mechanics side. We could kind of agree at the table.
You were Gambit and you took levels in Rogue. I just got it.
Oh shit! I'd love to take levels in Rogue. Not how she was in the movies, but how she was in the cartoon.
Oh man, that '90s cartoon.
Man, that might have been part of my sexual awakening.
Yeah,
definitely.
Sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
for
that
sure.
accent.
Derailed. Anyways, what are we doing next?
Next.
Interesting builds.
God damn, I liked Rogue. But we're gonna talk about a single new creative idea for a character. Let's roll dice for it. Because we rolled dice for the first little while.
Sure.
I'm going last.
All right.
Not in the order to roll my dice. What's this? We call this the bouncer. Boom.
Now get it inside the box.
I went from a 3 to a 4. So we tied, Dan.
We tied.
No, we tied, Jerry.
Yeah, we gotta go.
I gotta go first.
I managed to knock both of you guys.
Natural 20 on
I finally get a nat 20. I'm going second now. Yeah, there we go.
I'm going last. That's what I get for being an Arcane Trickster.
So my interesting build is I want to roll a thief and I want to roll a gnome thief. But I don't want to roll...
Fuck off.
Just 1 second. Jeez. There's a very clear reason why. I'm rolling Acolyte as a background because this guy is a follower of Garl Glittergold, the gnome god of everything, like just the gnome god. And Garl Glittergold is about amassing wealth. He's a god of wealth. He's all that other stuff. So I would be using my gnome thief as a character who is incredibly devout to his god, and he steals not necessarily because he even necessarily wants to, but because he has this act of devotion that his god has blessed him to do, and he feels all of his abilities as a thief, the fast hands, the ability to run up a wall, all these other things are gifted to him by Garl Glittergold in order to amass Garl Glittergold's wealth. So he's stealing all the stuff he gets, and he's running over to the Church of Garl Glittergold and donating it to the church.
That is a pain in the ass to say.
Garl Glittergold? Yes.
There's
Welcome to Gnomes.
There's a church for that god?
Oh, 100% there is.
There's a church for every god.
And I would say like the Church of Garl Glittergold is going to be like in the basement of the Church of Many Faiths, and it's going to be off to a side behind a secret door through a maze, and when you get there, there's going to be that one old rogue who sits there and goes, all right, cool, give me the stuff and it'll go to the church or something like that.
I feel like the church is really just the Church of Garl Glittergold. That's just a mouthful.
Is a thieves guild.
It not only is it a thieves guild, but it's an afterthought. It's one statue over there with an outstretched palm and a slit in the palm for you to put all the coins in, and you'll never see it again.
Yeah.
That's it. There's nothing else to that church.
The Church of something is a great name though for a thieves guild. I just need but the Church of something is.
Oh no, I like just simply the Church of something.
The Church of hold on, I can get this.
And it's like and it's Garl Glittergold, so like it's like a tattered piece of paper that's like glued to a wall, like a bill posting that just says the Church of something, and there's just the one handout with a slot.
Well, Our Lady of Perpetual Avarice.
Sure. I mean, something went on in your mind there where you went well away from what we were originally talking about.
Well, the Church of I went with Our Lady of Perpetual Avarice.
No,
sure.
I would build this gnome thief in order to be an acolyte character and incredibly devout.
Dan,
like
I love it.
Has his holy symbol, has everything else, and you could dip into cleric a little bit if you really so wanted to, but I would focus on being that gnome thief.
You just built a Kender and I hate you.
There we have it. Dan's idea.
I did not just build a Kender.
He built a Kender.
Dan's idea for a creative rogue was a gnome thief. Adam.
I'm going to be completely and totally upfront and honest. You need to be a tiefling or a half-elf, and you need to build James fucking Bond. Stop being an assassin with a dark cloak, sitting in the corner with a blow dart through the fucking window.
Yeah.
No, man, this is not Toxic Dart. That's not what we're doing here. This is James fucking Bond. You are sitting in the middle of the casino.
Which one? Which name? Which actor?
Oh, you're Connery.
Connery, if you're taking the dip in Bard.
I would say,
Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan feels right. No, Timothy Dalton. It's Timothy Dalton.
Yeah, you're Timothy
When
Dalton.
is it ever Timothy Dalton? Wow.
This time. This is the one time.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, man.
I feel like Daniel Craig, he really leans into the License to Kill, but you need Monk to do that parkour.
Yeah, because he's doing a lot of fist
Right.
fighting. Do you know who pulls off the suave quite well? Was Roger Moore.
Roger Moore was suave, but he was also in Moonraker, so I just can't.
Yeah,
Like that's
his Interview to a Killer, which is a fucking killer.
yeah. Oh, Christopher Walken he's a fucking lovely individual.
Love it.
Anyways, back to this. You need to play a spy. We don't really play into the spy master side of things with the assassin. So why not? Mm-hmm. Right? I just want to see that aspect of maybe you are the Queen's spy. Maybe you are an agent of the royalty. You are a good spy fighting for Queen and country or whatever it is.
I love it.
Right?
I like the idea of the party going into, let's say a party, for example. The barbarian has to pretend to be the manservant off to the side that's carrying your stuff. The crazy sorceress girl is becoming she has to be a lady for the evening.
Yeah.
Even though she's
not a lady of the evening.
The
It's
crazy,
a little different.
the reason I said girl is because I imagined a crazy sorceress teenager when I said that.
Yeah, Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, but I absolutely love the idea of being an assassin who is in the right. This is not somebody who's like poisoning his daggers. In his hotel
The thing
room.
about the assassin is in previous editions, when the assassin was a prestige class, you had to be evil to get into it. You don't have to do that now, and I love it.
Yeah. And I think that's a lot of fun. I also think it's a lot of fun if you're able to use crossbows in it as well.
Yeah.
So that you can have a little bit of your PP7.
I would also love to just use a blow dart.
I mean, why not, right? There's
at least once or twice. Just do it, man. You got the ability.
But suddenly the imposter thing makes a whole lot more sense, right? And there's the you get the sneak attack, you get the drop on someone. Man, my weapon of choice, I'm proficient with garrote.
I'm sorry?
Garrote. It's the piano wire.
Yeah,
right? And that's it. Like, proficiency in piano wire. I'm into it. If I get the DM's approval, this is why I can't be a rogue.
Yeah.
Right? Because I will just derail the whole campaign.
That's nice and simple. That's just in your pocket, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Love that.
So I think my next campaign that I run, that it's going to be a new campaign, I'm more than happy.
I'm sorry, did you say a nude campaign?
New campaign.
I put my clothes back on.
I swear he said nude campaign. He gave me an idea.
Adam, I promise you could play a rogue or a bard.
Can I play a rogue bard?
You can play a rogue bard.
A brogue.
A brogue. I will play a brogue.
Are you going to name him Brick?
No. Come on.
He's a brogue.
Nude D&D though. That's right. Frederick, write that. Frederick.
It's Frederick. Oh God, he's more useless than David.
It's Frederick.
No, get out of here, Frederick. We want David back.
Write that down. Stop it.
All right.
Okay, my turn.
Terry.
I actually didn't go for a playable character in this one. I thought, you know what I thought to myself?
What did you think to yourself?
I said,
What
you know
did you
what?
say?
No,
What?
shut up.
Note how I wasn't. I was
I know,
giving
but
you the
yet I
space.
said shut up and I
You're
was staring
welcome.
it down.
Yeah.
Of course I have it.
Not enough rogue big bads out there for my liking. Not enough rogue big bads out there because we tend to lean on the casters.
Okay, you keep going.
Okay, Adam, I'm sure you have a rebuttal. I'm sure, but I'm imagining like the master thief of the Thieves Guild, in like a maze of locked doors. His minions are all popping up in and out, hiding, using their bonus action to hide with their sneak attacks, which is just a nightmare to work through when he's popping in and out of doors with these magic, like skeleton keys or something. At the point where he's known to be so intuitive, he's basically psychic because of the higher level abilities that you get. You can't hide from him either. So using all of those PC overpowered abilities against the party. Now the DM can use the rogue as the nightmare character.
Yeah, I like it. I view the rogue big bad is subservient to a bard. Like I don't know, like if you ever have a head of the Thieves Guild, that guy's a bard. In my mind, just because.
Oh, it is though, but why?
I don't know, man. Like the being able to affect mass crowds of people. I mean, the rogue has the ability with its insane charisma and insane everything else, but the bard's going to be far better at controlling a bunch of people who all they want to do is steal shit. Like the bard's going to be more bent toward that. I love the idea of having the rogue.
Depends what the reason is they want to do it. Right?
Fair enough.
What about cults that are stealing for
No. I absolutely love it. Like imagine having that Arcane Trickster big bad walk up to your wizard and your wizard's trying to cash it and he's just like, how about no? How about no? How about no? Look at my hand. Right? From 30 feet away. Like I love it.
The reason being they're mostly mundane. And it's spells all the time when you get to those higher levels. If we can just be creative with environment, with traps, with mundane character abilities, you can have a really good mind fuck big bad using high levels of rogue where they're basically good at everything.
Okay, so I've got a couple thoughts on this. First and foremost is there is a card in the deck of many things which sets an assassin or a rogue off after the party.
Love it.
And there's your high powered, big bad. And I would just say, he's level 16, you guys are level 8, fucking run.
Yeah.
Right? Because
he's coming.
Because my second point is that anytime that you are going to build a bad guy based on a character class, they're going to really be at 1/4 power effectiveness compared to the rest. They may get the drop on them, and if you're smart with the environment, that really works for you. But remember that these are supposed to be superheroes.
Yeah.
And what you're doing is building a super villain, but they're supposed to be the Avengers, and you're throwing one Avenger against 5. Right? That's not a fair fight, so you really need to separate that out. My next thought is that you are going to piss off your party, and I know this from experience. Terry, you both may remember this. I don't remember when you joined the campaign, Dan, but there was a room where there were a whole bunch of statues, and the statues were all wearing cloaks. And you guys went in,
there for that.
And there were 3, you were away for that session, and there were 3 rogues in there. They were all halfling sisters, and they all had on these robes, and they all had Assassinate, and they just, as everybody's walking around trying to figure out what the puzzle is with these, the puzzle is the only way out is through the door with the lock. One of these rogues has the key. and they're just rogues, and they were just coming out of nowhere, sneak attack, assassinate, and then back to where they were. You can now, if you wanted to be an Arcane Trickster, you can do shit with the invisible hand and all that. Yeah. But can you imagine how mad your players are going to be when you go to drop Fireball and you burn a 3rd level spell and your rogue's just like, nah, man, no damage.
Yeah.
Right? It feels almost antagonistic to do it.
How about this? Here's the justification. If there's a rogue in the party, can I do it then?
Alright, so here's my thought process. Let's say that there are 4 level 4 characters, okay? Mm-hmm. I'm going to drop a level 9 rogue because I feel like that's an even fight.
Right.
But they haven't seen any of this high level rogue shit like Evasion yet. But my guy has it now. I'm pissing off the entire party. They're doing 2d6 sneak attack. I'm doing 5d6 sneak attack, or whatever it is that I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
I'm overpowered. I've got Assassinate on top of it. They've got 2 levels into their archetype. I've got 7. Like, there's no way for you to properly really balance out without crunching the math ahead of time.
Yeah.
I think you're going to piss off a lot of people, but I think it's a lot of fun to you're DM. You don't need to follow the rules. So make whatever character you want. Don't call them an assassin. Call them a spy. Don't call them an arcane trickster. Call them a jester. Like whatever it is you want to do. Steal this ability and that ability. Bump up their hit points and there you go.
Yeah.
Right? So I love the idea of a rogue bad guy, but I'd be really, really hesitant because I've done it in the past to build
Don't be so on the nose with it.
Yeah, because if you're following the rules, you're either going to get a TPK, or you're going to frustrate the shit out of everybody, or you guys just going to die in the first round because the monk fucking stunned you.
Yeah.
Right? And
they do.
Yeah. So, and you put in 4 hours of character building to nothing.
Yeah.
Right? So anyway, that's kind of my response to
and
that.
I like it. And I agree with it. Chaps, anything else before we wrap this thing up?
I do like the rogue. I really do. It's
that's not what we've been building towards for the past 2 hours. Please don't end this podcast with this. How dare you? Rogues and druids will go down in a ball of flames on this podcast.
No, man. I honestly, I will be a proponent for rogues. They're a fantastic class. They have some balance control issues, and I'll agree with you there. But they're
fun, right?
They fit that niche, and I like the fact that they fit that niche. They're classic. So
here's the thing I'll say at the end, though. I agree with you, and they are fun, but it's another type of character where once you've done it, you probably don't need to do it again for a while.
Yeah, no, right. The rogue is a phase every player goes to on their way to their.
You can do wizard and warlock Paladin in different ways.
Yeah, I don't know. When you get to Xanathars, you get a couple more interesting options.
The Inquisitive Rogue is fantastic, and I forget.
Yeah. Well, the freaking Mastermind and the Swashbuckler, right? We're going totally in opposite directions on this shit, right?
Yeah.
But I think that you're right as far as the PHB subclasses go.
Yeah. Once you've done it, you've done it.
I still dislike them. Just as a counterpoint. From a DM perspective, I dislike having to deal with them because it's this, you've got a one-trick pony over and over and over again that you are just building encounters against this one person because it's imbalanced.
Yeah.
And so...
How to not give them advantage, 101.
Yeah, and that's really it. How to not use area of effect spells, right? Like, and there's not enough variety in the monster manual for you to be able to accurately counteract what a rogue can do on a consistent and interesting and varied basis. Yeah. So from a DM perspective...
It doesn't seem like you're just trying to bullshit them. Like, oh, well, fuck, you just did that because you know.
Exactly, right?
All right, chaps. Well, what I would like to say before we wrap this up is I don't think we put this across clearly enough, is that I would just like to thank everybody that reaches out to us and comments on our posts and talks to us on Instagram, because we genuinely do get a laugh out of it. And the people that do it a lot are the people that we talk about on the podcast. We do. The people that are always commenting on what we do. So anytime we see a post or you see us interacting on social media, jump in there, because honestly, I always make jokes that I'm not going to talk to you. If you're commenting on my post, I will talk to you. I will talk to you to make fun of you mostly if I feel like I want to. Okay? So if you want to talk to me,
I will be a genuinely nice guy.
It's hit and miss with me.
Yeah, it's hit and miss without him.
I'm just going to give the big reveal right now. Dan's actually a Rakshasa. So, and don't trust it. Is that backwards hands or jazz hands?
Yeah.
Backwards jazz hands. I don't know how you do it. But you can reach out to me. I am on Instagram at sendnoobsdnd. Amagosh et Adam. Adam?
You can reach any of us at It's a Mimic on Instagram.
We're getting to that.
Yeah.
This is my episode. Give them yours.
No, but I don't want to give them mine.
Okay, fine.
I want to point everybody at the group page this time.
Okay, fine.
And you can find me at It's a Mimic. And I'm kidding. You can find me at Oscar_the_orc. That's with all K's on the things there. So
I want you to know that my entire strategy for this entire episode is to come in and be as chaotic neutral as possible and just be all about me and bullshit.
It has worked.
I know. And I want everyone at home that has listened all the way through this to realize that if you're doing that as a rogue, fuck off. That is not a personality type.
Right.
This has been an educational podcast.
And you can reach any of us at It's a Mimic on Instagram or Twitter at It's a Mimic DND or info@itsamimic.com. My name is Terry. I'm your DM and your friend. Good night.
Thank you for listening to It's a Mimic. Check us out online at itsamimic.com or on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Have questions you would like answered by the guys on the show? Send them an email to itsamimic@gmail.com. Tune in every Tuesday for more.
Unless it's daytime. Like they're going to work, I guess.
Well, I think a lot of people listen to it in the morning. I get a lot of responses at like 10 a.m.
Oh, the 1 or 2 days where I've accidentally posted it a bit late, like they climb up me.
I wake up. I wake up and there's loads of fucking comments on the episode. I'm like, I just fucking got out of bed.
And you get up at like 4 a.m.
Yes.
Do you not listen to the episodes ahead of time?
I listen to them on the way to work. I don't listen, because if I listen to them way ahead of time, then that's like...
I put them on the Google Drive, like
yeah, but
usually
then
a day
that's
or two.
2 hours,
but
and then another hour
I do all the show notes and stuff, so I'm listening to the whole freaking thing like 3 days beforehand.
But then that's 3.5 hours of content I have to listen to in a week, right? Like,
not if you just do it the first time and then you're... I don't know what the fucking problem...
I'm going to go turn off the recording.
Go do that.
No, I like the full episode. I like the episode. I like to listen to the episode.